Hello, this is Father Edward Looney here, and very excited to be having this conversation today with the man who is the inspiration behind the latest movie, On a Wing and a Prayer. And it's a new movie you can catch on Amazon Prime. And I guess my first question really is this movie tells your story, Doug. And I'm wondering, when you watched it, was it recognizable to you?
Yes, my family and I have got to see it, and we're satisfied, very satisfied with the way it turned out. And as I've said numerous times, they didn't Hollywood it up too bad. So if you didn't know what went on or didn't go on the airplane that day, everything's believable, and most of it in the movie is true to life. So, I mean, it actually happened. So, yeah, we're sad. They did a great job with it.
Well, that's great. And one of the things at the end of the movie, there the character is listening to some messages on the answering machine from the Ellen DeGeneres show, the Oprah Winfrey show. Kind of they go through kind of ignoring those messages. And so I'm wondering, did you do a lot of press back in the time when this miracle took place, really? But if not, like, why is now the right time to be telling this story?
My family members, son-in-laws, and kids, they say that part of the movie is the most Doug White of any part in the whole film. Because I didn't want to hear it, I didn't need the attention, and I wasn't wanting to be rude, but I really wasn't emotionally ready to go to Chicago or somewhere and be on stage with Oprah and or put a microphone out and when did you know you were in trouble? What were you feeling? Well, I'm only 36 hours out from the incident, and I'm getting all these phone calls for interview requests. And I did a local newspaper and didn't do anything for a couple of years. And now the timing is not of my doing. It's not me bringing it out. Brian Higginson, who wrote it, reached out to me 5 years ago and said, "Do you mind if I write a screenplay?" And I said, "No." And he said, "Do you mind if I come to your house and visit?" And I said, "No." So he came and spent 2 or 3 days with me recording, and I took him all around town. He stayed in my house, and I fed him and all that. And he's been trying to sell this film for 4 or 5 years. It just now got picked up by Light MGM and Lightworkers in 21, and just now the incident happened on Easter Sunday, so now they're going to bring it out on Easter weekend. So we're of the mindset that it's coming out right now because it's supposed to come out right now. If that makes any sense.
Yeah, definitely. I feel that's about so many things that when the right time and God's plan for it to be told. So, the story On a Wing and a Prayer is your true story of piloting a plane after the main pilot has a heart attack, dies in flight. And so you have to land the plane, your family's on board. In that moment, do you cry out to God? What are some of those emotions you didn't want to answer several years ago, but what was it going on in your heart and mind at that time?
Well, if you listen to some of the original recording of my conversation with air traffic control, it's on YouTube and the whole thing's recorded. You can hear me hyperventilating at first. You can hear me getting irritated when they're not moving fast enough to suit me, and you can hear me when I tell them I need some help here. I need to stop the climb. It's on autopilot, and I don't have a clue how to stop it. You can hear all that, but I've told people that I had what is called a focused fear. I mean, I was just zoned in is the best way to explain it. And if you could have set a bomb off beside me, if there wouldn't have been any shrapnel, I wouldn't have heard it because I was so focused on trying to listen to the controller's instructions and looking at out the windshield and not flipping this airplane upside down. Now, when I land and I'm taxiing and the guy tells me to contact ground control and I repeat it back to him, that's also on the recording. Then I lost it with my emotions. But, I had the emotions. I just kept most of them inside until the incident was over. That makes sense. But I wasn't flying around, help me God, hang on a second, help me God, help me God. Because I'd been trying to live in such a way for many years before that I assumed that he was going to help me anyway. I didn't have to stop and ask him. I just need to do what I need to do, let him do what he can do. That's the way I felt about it.
So you land, no one dies except for the pilot who already had passed, but no one is further injured or anything like that. Does this affect your practice of faith afterwards? Is there gratitude to God? What happens afterwards then in those days that pass as you reflect back at the whole experience?
First of all, it doesn't. I'm talking about me now. I'm the only one I can speak for. It doesn't shake my faith. It strengthens my faith. Number one. Number two, I realized that God was in control before the incident, during the incident, and after the incident. So, and as I've said, I asked why several times. Why did the pilot die? Why didn't he die flying down there? Why didn't he die standing on the ramp loading up luggage? Why? But after a point, you just quit asking why, and you just say, thank you. And your faith is stronger, and maybe it's meant for me. Maybe the why is this movie. I don't know. And if I'm meant to know, I'll know one day, maybe. On this side of heaven or on the other side. I don't know, but that's where I'm at with it.
So people are going to watch this movie. I bet believers will because there's this faith element to it. But then, kind of the curious person, maybe even an unbeliever is going to watch it. As no matter who they are, what's the one thing you're hoping a viewer might walk away with after the credits roll?
God is in control, and I want the unbelievers to get curious about that and say, I may need to reevaluate where I'm at spiritually. And they get curious about learning about God, learning about the Word, learning about the church, Jesus. And then I want the believers that have left the church for whatever reason to reevaluate where they're at right now and make a decision. I need to repent and get back in the church. But the overall theme is God is in control of the whole thing.
That's great. Yeah, it was a wonderful film. I hope that's what people walk away with too. So, On a Wing and a Prayer is available on Amazon Prime. You can watch it from the comfort of your home. And thanks so much for the conversation today.
You're welcome. Have a good day.